Thank you very much. Thank you very much for your patience, for your energy, and I want to apologize in advance. My voice is not in best shape today, so I need to drink some water, and if my voice is gone, you can understand that it's too long and I'll finish today. Anyway, welcome to the world of data, because here everybody I'm sure has talked about innovative brands. You are representing marvelous brands in your companies or in your startups, and you know that being innovative, differentiating from others really differentiates in other ways. And I'll give some numbers in the beginning so that I'll ensure that you'll believe what I say. And then I'll tell my authentic stories about different brands. Who does the marketing on the other way around? I'm coming from SAP. We are dealing with data, and we have marvelous data. We have 500,000 customers all over the world. We know how they transform their job, but I'm not going to talk about those today because you already know about them. I'll be mentioning about some authentic stories which really makes life a bit better. So we know that being innovative is not only a funny or fancy thing, it's also increasing the revenues of your company. But contrarily, people do not believe what brands are saying. Hence, people are believing false things instead of the truth. Imagine you are telling the truth and people are saying that, no, I don't believe you. People prefer to believe into fake news, which are not real. We saw it in the US elections. People preferred, on purpose, to believe in the things which are not true. Look at the word 2 years ago came into our life, post-truth. We are not at the age of truth. So the data, the reality, the correct things doesn't help us to understand everything. And also, there's an ecosystem thing going above. So in the old days, the bigger companies were the stronger companies. Now, the more connected companies who have some ecosystems are the strongest one. Let's go beyond, and let's criticize the system altogether. We say that world economy is growing. Great. Yes, it's growing. Literally, all these top brands made the world a better place in terms of economic growth. But unfortunately, this growth yielded with just a growth in the top-level salaries. The majority of the world, the working class, the bottom class, is still suffering. They are not having the benefits of this innovation, technology, brands, artificial intelligence. We are telling great stories, and they are saying to us, sorry guys, I'm not paid. So we need to, all these people here in this room, here in the business, these are the problems that we need to solve all together. And also, the younger generation, which consists of the majority of this ballroom, is saying that, we want to go for meaning. And if organizations give the meaning to the young people, then they are bringing more revenue. We thought that in the old days, if you have money, happiness will follow. Now it's the other way around. If you provide meaning, purpose, and happiness, money will follow. And I am 100% confirming, guaranteeing this out of thousands of companies, this data is proving itself again and again. Young generation is eager to give up some of the financial benefits in exchange of purpose. They say that if I'm in a purposeful company, a meaningful company, I will be okay to be paid less. This changed the entire dilemma because the entire business life was established on one reality, which is we need to generate more revenue and profit for our shareholders. 75% of the people are saying that we don't care about the profit of ourselves. We care about meaning. So the ultimate currency for the humanity is not dollars, euros, or whatever, bitcoins anymore. It's trust. It's humanity. It's purpose. We need to find out how this purpose comes out. Look, in the organizations where the diversity index is high, where the gender gap is small, where the pay gap is small, where the color gap is small, they do generate more profit. Companies need to find their purpose. And when I tell this story, everybody is saying that, come on, Erdem. There is the business reality. You need to create some profit for your shareholders. Otherwise, in the quarter, you will go bankrupt. Nobody will buy products from you. Come on, don't tell lies to us. I prepared a very short clip from a movie. Maybe you already watched it. The name of the movie is Aksakal Proxy. It has been produced in 1992 by Coen Brothers. It's a parody of a business life. There's a huge company. They have a high skyscraper in Manhattan, and their business is rocking. Every quarter, they are breaking records. And now I prepared a very short movie from their board meeting. And please, try to watch this 30 seconds from their perspective.
18% over last year's
Sound.
quarter gross, and that, needless to say, is a new record. Our competition continues to flag, and we continue to take up the slack. Market shares in most divisions is increasing, and we have opened 7 new regional offices. Our international division is also showing vigorous signs of upward movement for the last 6 months, and we're looking at some exciting things in R&D.
So, their business is great, right? Any objections? So I'm offering any of you a seat in this board. Do you want to be a member of this management board? Are they having fun? Do they seem happy? Look, ladies and gentlemen, in this business life, there is no better way of managing than this, and they are not happy. And 30 seconds ago, I offered you a seat, which means that millions of dollars of bank account in your personal account, and you didn't accept. Meaning that money itself is not a motivation neither for corporations nor for individuals. We need to find out what the motivation is. And if we want to be the brands of the future, definitely we want, because we are spending our entire 2 days in that organization to build up our future digital, then we should understand the motives behind it. There is this new economy. I'm not going to repeat the Tesla thing, Airbnb thing, Uber thing, and millions of startups, which you know much better than me. I will tell a real story, because when I tell these Generation Z, Generation Y stories, most of my friends saying, come on, Erdem, you are saying this, but also there are the old people who are keeping the business. They still think in the old fashion. This story is coming from a personal family story. He's my uncle. He's at the age of 80s, and he's not an educated guy. I don't think that he ever touched a smartphone. He has one old-fashioned, I don't know if it's Nokia or Ericsson type of phones. I don't think that he ever touched a laptop. He sometimes reads newspapers once a week, that's it. Once when I visited him, of course, after some time, when you spend with a more senior person, automatically I started to play with this thing. And he said, that guy, what are you doing? You are coming to visit me once in 4 months, and you are not listening what I am saying. Leave your phone. I apologized. I left my phone on the table and said that, do you want me to show my balcony? There is a balcony behind the curtains there. Okay, I said, better than nothing. Let's look at what the balcony is. We went there, and suddenly I saw something like this. I wanted to get into the balcony. He said that, stop, you can't get in. Why? I said, you need to give one of your photos to put into this frame. In this frame, he has photos of his family, his cousins, relatives, neighbors, grandchildren, everybody. I gave one of my photos, so it's a good idea to carry one of your photos in your wallet. So, and then he asked, can you give 2 of your, I have 2 kids, 2 of your kids' photos. I found their photos from my wallet, I gave, and he put it there. You see how smiley am I? So he put it there, he wrote some poems there, and I'm trying to understand what's happening. After he put my photos into the frame, I had permission to enter there. So he put everything on shelves, on small tables. Some old radios, some plastic flowers, card postals, and some old things. Here you see on a rope, he put the pipes he smoked when he was young, and the other stuff. Can you imagine that these are his likes? Whatever he liked, he put there. And this small balcony is his Facebook account. Whatever he lived, whatever he liked, he put there. And in order to see his Facebook account, first he needs to add you into the account. He added my photo. Then I was allowed to stalk what he's doing in his profile. And as like all of us, he put his most handsome picture as the profile picture. A guy at the age of 80, I can promise you, whoever never touched any online device, has built up a Facebook in his 4 meters balcony from the scratch. Technology is not a poison brought by the strangers. It's the sum of our personal humanity. We say that we want to share our moments, and some smart guys in Silicon Valley is building a platform for this. That's it. They are not forcing anything us to do. This guy is doing whatever we do on Facebook or Instagram in his balcony. If he had somehow found out that it could be done easily with this smartphone, he would do it. Look at this. He is celebrating his own birthday on his on his wall. He doesn't have a Facebook wall, so he can't celebrate his birthday on his on Facebook wall. So he's doing it on a physical wall. Whatever we do in Facebook, he's doing the same. He's sharing some places that he visited, and still some features are locked. So you cannot access all the features. So he has his private area as well. I mean, most of the people are allergic to technology, saying that, oh, it killed our natural, peaceful humanity. Oh, God, oh, in the old days we were happy. No. We always wanted to share content, and this technology just helped us to share the content. As long as we keep our control and the technology's control, it will be under peace. I'm sure some of the ladies and gentlemen here have some level of interest into football, so they might be familiar to this face. His name is Julian Nagelsmann. He is the head coach of Leipzig Football Club in Bundesliga. I learned his name 4 or 5 years ago when he became the coach of Hoffenheim Football Club. I'm working for SAP, and Hoffenheim, SAP is the sponsor of Hoffenheim. SAP is putting a lot of technology into Hoffenheim. I know the story of this team. But what makes it interesting is this guy became the head coach of a Bundesliga football club at the age of 27. Usually, you know, most of the footballers are above 30, and coaches expected to be minimum 40, 45. But if you are a technology-driven company, you cannot manage this technology-driven football club with a coach of 65 years old. And then look how Hoffenheim progressed throughout the year. They were a club in the -5th amateur league, whatever, in Germany. In 15 years, they became a consistent member of Champions League from Bundesliga. And this guy has been transferred to a bigger club, Leipzig, and tonight they will play with Zenit, whoever interested. What I tell here is, if you have data-driven organizations, you need to trust into the youth generation. And if you trust into youth generation, which we definitely should, then you should transform your organization into a data-driven organization. We always think that the others are doing different. The other side of the fence is different. No, the other side of the fence is totally the same. It is you who makes the difference. If you make the things different, then you become different. All of us are colorful characters here. I know some of you, I already am following some of you on social media. I know how colorful stories you are sharing on Instagram. I'm liking your pictures on Instagram. I watch your funny videos on TikTok. I'm retweeting your really, really joyful tweets on Twitter. But I'm sorry to say, including myself, all of us have the same LinkedIn profile pictures. It's totally identical, like this a bit professional, because we think that this business life doesn't allow us to reflect our authenticity. We reflect it on TikTok, we reflect it on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, you name the others. But when it comes to the blood business, we said, no, we should be serious. Not that serious, maybe we can slightly smile. A confident look, yeah, take the photo, come on. The business where we spend at least 10 hours a day deserves more authenticity. The artist Banksy says the same. We need to altogether push the boundaries. If we don't, then the business will remain at the end of these senior guys we watched in the beginning of the movie. So now there are some different indexes that shows that business have new metrics. This is an index of not most profitable, most biggest, greatest, highest sales revenue. This is an index which shows that most purposeful companies of the world. Can you imagine? These companies, some of them are, GE is huge, some of them are small, we even don't know their name, but there are some indexes who is measuring the purposefulness of any corporation. Another index, the most simple corporations of the world. It's not a coincidence that we all enjoy Netflix. They are simple enough. And also this German supermarket, I'm sure you are familiar with Aldi, is the simplest supermarket which also spread the entire discount supermarket philosophy to the world. If you are purposeful enough, if you are simple enough, then you'll be the new Netflix, new Google, new Spotify, whatever. If you still manage yourself in the old way, like the senior guys in the movie, then nobody in this room will be eager to work even in your boardroom. Can you imagine? The most talented marketers of Dubai didn't want to work in this corporation. I offered you a check of millions of dollars. None of you didn't raise your hand. Another index I'm sure you are familiar with. Best places to work. Look, none of them are monetary. None of them are related with sales, revenue, profit, none of them. These are the new indexes that define the future of the business. So now, we need to find the right identity. If I had made this presentation 10, 15 years ago in the same room with the same marketers, and I would put this slide, these would be the CEOs of top 10 companies of the world. This is a brand power, the most valuable brands of the world. And in 2005, these gentlemen were the CEOs of the brands. What do you see in common when you look at these people? They are all men, yeah. They are old. Very serious. They are warriors. Can you see? All of them hiding a secret weapon in their hand. And they have a business weapon which we call tie. Means that you are serious. I'm just looking here, and I don't see, look, the best talents of marketing in Dubai, nobody prefers to wear a tie. We think that, and nobody is at this age, and nobody here is that serious. If you are bored, sorry, it's because of me, not because of you. So, when it comes to today, the companies, the top 10 companies are more or less the same. One more thing, look at these gentlemen. They are all from white American background. There are 2 Asian people, but they are from Asian companies. Meaning that it's all either you need to be American or you need to be local. And we are living in the middle of in the capital of the diversity. Let's flash forward today. The companies are the same. More or less, 90%, 80% of the companies are the same. You see, there are ladies, there are gays who identified themselves. There are young people at their 20s. Almost nobody is wearing a tie. They are not serious. And there are black people, Indian people, Turkish people, ladies, young people, old people, very similar to what we are. So 10 years ago, the key to success in business was the identity. You need to be this senior, you need to be man, you need to be from America, you need to blah, blah. Now, the correct identity is you. Whatever you are is the correct you are. You can be successful with your own identity. Look, huge corporations from Apple. I collected from their own website. SAP, my company. Apple is there. Microsoft, Accenture, Facebook, whoever, Nielsen. All of them pushing their on recruitment HR page saying that be yourself, open yourself, come as you are. 10 years ago, it was different. 10 years ago, they were saying that we are getting the most talented people into the object-oriented programming, HTML5, C++. you were there with your skills. Now, it's easy to get some skills online. But whatever anybody can't get is you. You are unique. Your authenticity, your personality is unique. And business is starving for this. Everybody is, please bring your own personality. Look at this. And now, I'll give 2, 3 more examples and come to the conclusion. We have time, right? Thank you. Is everybody okay? 10 minutes more? Thank you very much for not responding. So in Sweden, okay, I solved the 10-minute sign there. Thank you very much. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. This is a campaign from Sweden. Maybe you are familiar to this campaign. It's a Twitter campaign. And the official account of Sweden, which is @Sweden, and nowadays it's with blue tick, the Swedish government thought that if 10, 11, they have a population of 13 million, I guess. If we represent 13 million Swedish citizens, then 13 million Swedish citizens, each and every one of them, should have a right to represent Sweden. So on Twitter, I don't want to be a boring government account just publishing the press releases of the Minister of Interior. Instead, every week, I will give the official password of my official page to an ordinary Swedish citizen. One week Anna, 1 week Sonia, the other week Hassan is getting the password and tweeting whatever he or she wants. And the country is proud of that, saying that I am the total of the identities of these 13 million. I'm not dictating an identity. Instead, I'm getting their authenticity. So this is making them a unique brand. I'll show a video about Sweden government, how they manage it. So we have the sound, right, Andrew? Thank you.
You will soon be connected to a random Swede somewhere in Sweden.
God morgon, this is Sweden.
One thing I wanted to ask you was about the darkness.
Well, it involves heavy drinking.
Yeah, Jon Snow is dead.
How's King Carl and Queen Sylvia doing?
They're doing fine, I think.
Sweden is celebrating 250 years of free speech with a unique twist.
记好了，现在拿手机啊，就是46。
Sweden has just become the first country in the world to have its own phone number.
Hello?
Have you ever been to Sweden?
No.
Hi. Hello.
What's the weirdest question you've been asked so far?
If we have polar bears stuff.
Is there an IKEA on every corner?
No, although we have quite a lot of IKEA in Sweden.
Is this representative of Sweden?
I am not. I hate Sweden.
Let's just connect on Facebook.
What do you hope it achieves?
Let people know Sweden is a good place to stay.
Don't read Stefan Löfven.
Hello, this is Sweden. I'm the Swedish Prime Minister, Stefan Löfven.
Wait, how do I know you're really the Swedish Prime Minister?
Well, I believe you have to trust me.
It's very windy. I have a parachute.
A what?
What do you call it?
An umbrella.
So one quick question to you. Before going on a travel, are you calling the call center of the tourism agency, or are you checking the authentic comments of the real people on TripAdvisor? Which seems more trusted for you? Which seems more trustworthy? We need authentic comments, and Swedish government here was brave enough to help people to confront that the authentic comments. Maybe you've heard. One gentleman said that, I don't like Sweden, I hate Sweden. Can you imagine that one of your company's call center agents is saying to a customer, I hate this company? It's weird, right? But it's authentic. So you need to be brave enough. When there's somebody commenting about our company in a negative way on social media, you know these crisis desks. Let it stay. Let it be authentic. Maybe you know that story. It's a brand called Joe Boxer. Joe Boxer is a pajama brand. And now, most of us are using these activity bracelets, right? Because Nike is pushing us to be more active. Puma is pushing us to be more active. New Balance. But these guys are not selling activity things. They are selling pajamas. They need people to sitting at home like this. And they are not distributing activity trackers. They are distributing inactivity trackers. The target is to complete the day with 0 step. If you do it, you hit the target. In the old days, everybody was saying that, yeah, to be active, it's cool. Yeah, let's be active. Come on, these guys need to be authentic. They cannot sell activity. Nike can sell, Puma, New Balance, the others can sell. These guys need to be themselves and saying that, guys, we need you to be inactive. And being inactive is not such a bad thing. We are not running in this room, but we are running here with our ideas. So we are coming from a generation of O, which is the operation generation. Production numbers, sales numbers, HR figures, financial profitability, whatever. But now moving into a generation of X, experience. And as business, we didn't measure them a lot. Now it's our time to build the business on top of that. The identities, the authenticity, the experience, the numbers didn't help us to make the world to a better place. Remember the slides in the beginning. The bottom class is not happy about the world. 70% of the world is saying that we are not paid fairly. So how can we mention about the happiness? And this, when you get on this, so if you just talk about the operational data, you talk about speed, temperature, capacity. But here is just a matter of experience. You need to tell about anxiety, joy, fear, scream. Without telling this roller coaster will not exist. You need to tell the experience. Maybe you know this story. Deb Roy, a professor in MIT, wants to solve one mystery of the humankind, which is how our brains are learning one word. And he's making this experiment on somebody he knows very well, his newborn son, putting 32 cameras out of his home and recording every single second of his son's movement, sound, sleep, everything for 3 years to understand the motives behind of how he learns something. And at the end, he finds that he's learning by experience. When his mother is trying to teach the word to the baby, water, 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 she's repeating 100 times, and it doesn't resonate. But after 100 times, he's walking around the bathroom and seeing the real water. That's the very first time he's bringing a voice very similar to water. People learn through experience. People don't learn through the operations. And here in Dubai, we are very lucky. Imagine we have the Ministry of Artificial Intelligence, Ministry of Tolerance, Ministry of Happiness. In very few countries, the government is that focused onto the experience. This is a city of experiences. So we should put our own experience on top of technology, with our identity, with our singularity, authenticism, and technology together. So up to now, we built walls between humanity and technology. Humanity on the left, technology on the right, and they are against each other. No, they are their biggest alliances. If you find your own character, if you build your business on technology and put the identity on it, you will have a perfect blend. Last 2-3 minutes, I see that at least maybe or very close to half of this ballroom consists of ladies, and there's a great story about the female representation in the history. You'll watch in a second, because female representation in the history still is a bleeding part of the world. And unfortunately, women movements even couldn't be successful enough to change it. But look how technology can easily change something, how technology can easily close a gap which exists for hundreds or thousands of years. Please.
It's Christopher Columbus. This is Walter Scott. This is William Shakespeare.
And this is Robert Burns.
It's a new app aimed at empowering women around the globe.
And it could soon be virtually transforming a park near you.
This is Christopher Columbus. And this is Amelia Earhart. She was the first woman to fly solo over the Atlantic.
This is Robert Burns, and this is Emily Dickinson.
This is William Shakespeare. And this is Edith Wharton.
This is Elizabeth Cady Stanton.
This is Maria Tolchief. She was a Native American who became America's first prima ballerina. I put Maria Tolchief in Dante Pod.
This is the whole Mount Rushmore. This is Beatrix Potter. Questa è Maria Montessori. Ça, c'est Marie Curie.
People are invited to submit statues of historic women for review in their own cities. Now, currently, there are virtual statues in places like Central Park, Washington, D.C., even overseas in London and Rome, and you can help spread the knowledge.
Stronger than marble, stronger than... We are stronger than marble, you know.
Thank you very much. So technology is something can be amazingly useful, can close the gender gap which sits there for thousands of years with one smart app. Now it's our own preference to use the technology in a productive way or just as a consumer. You know this Japanese art which became very fancy nowadays, kintsugi. Kintsugi says that the perfect bowls, perfect plates are not the ones which are not broken. They are the ones who are broken and who carry some unique cracks which is not identical to each other. We all have failures in our past. We all have bad projects. We have in our companies, in professional, personal life, we have some defects. It's up to us to overcome these defects, not hiding, by getting peaceful with this. My last word. So the operation world was something like this. Water is a great metaphor for being functional. If you have water, 2/3 of the world is water, 3/4 of our body is water, whatever. Water is the most functional thing on earth. It's colorless, it's odorless, no characteristics. That's a very perfect thing that we all need to do, like the operational data. And then I'm coming from the country of tea. I'm Turkish, so we drink tea from this glass. So tea is something very unique and specific in my country, and it resembles a lot to the age of sales and marketing. It connects us. When we visit somebody, we drink tea. And if you drink tea, it's a huge show of respect and connection. And from operation to the connection, we've come to a certain level. But now, the time of identities are coming. And I resonated that much to the coffee. In coffee, you can be Arabic, African, Latin American, Australian, wherever. You can be hot, cold, big glass, small cups, black, gray, brown, whatever. Whatever you are as a coffee is the perfect coffee. So keep your own identity, be your own purpose, and move on with the technology. Thanks for your patience and understanding. Thanks for joining to the event. Have a great day. That's all from me. Thank you.